Thursday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Clouds will lower and thicken today with a chance of rain showers towards evening, the high 40 to 45. Rain showers overnight, that overnight temperature 32. There might be a little freezing rain by dawn. And occasional rain showers Friday, the high around 40. Freezing rain and sleet, 32 for the low Friday night. On again, off again, rain and snow for the weekend in the 30s. We'll keep you updated. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Canadian authorities have arrested the CFO of Huawei on charges of breaching sanctions against Iran. Peace talks on Yemen have started in Sweden, aimed at ending 4 years of civil war. High school students across France are blockading schools, joining the protest movement against the government in the country. And UK Prime Minister Theresa May says she's exploring ways to avoid Britain falling into the backstop arrangement for Northern Ireland in her Brexit deal.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday to you. I almost forgot what day it was. Oh my goodness. I hope everyone is having a great start to their day, even though it's a little chilly out here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I hope the weather just stays. I can do with the chill, but I don't need the precipitation.
No, thank you.
So this morning you tune in. I'm Quabila Jones, your host, with my special guest, Ms. Brandi Hodges from the Craig County Jonesboro Public Library. So it's December. You know they always have wonderful things going on. Christmas is coming up, and so wonderful things for the whole family to enjoy. So tell us, what do you have going on at the library?
Well, this past Saturday, Mrs. Claus came to town, and we had a great event. Lots of families came out and participated. And then next Wednesday, December 12th, Mr. Claus, Santa himself, is going to make a stop. You know, they have to divide and conquer this time of year.
Okay.
So Santa Claus will be coming, the Jolly Elf himself, Wednesday, December 10th at 10 a.m. We'll have our story time with Santa. It's something we have every year at the same time that we hold our normally scheduled story time for our, we call it family story time. And, normally, school children are in school. So we generally see kiddos up to 4, maybe 5 years old at our story time events. And so that's really the event that the age group this event is aimed at. So we understand that the school age kiddos will be in school at the time we have this event, but it's aimed at those preschool age kiddos. Okay. So we'll have songs, and we'll play some reindeer games, because if you're going to play games, what other kind of games are there?
That's right.
You have to play reindeer games. So we'll have some different events going on, and then partway through story time, we'll have stories, of course, as well, because it's story time. We will have the arrival of the Jingle Jingle Bells.
Oh.
And Santa will arrive at the library during Storytime with Santa. And then he will read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is essentially a story about himself. But he will read that, and it's a great time. And then we'll have photos with Santa.
Okay.
So if your child has already seen Santa, awesome. Still bring them to the library to this great event. If they haven't, it's a great opportunity for a child in your life to get a free photo with Santa. We understand all families can afford to go and have their photo taken with Santa in any location. And so this is a great opportunity for your kiddo or grandchild, or a child that you're a caretaker of, to get to tell Santa what they want for Christmas.
Okay.
I sometimes tell Santa, hey, this is what I'd like to have, Mr. Fella with the red suit. But it's a great opportunity for kids. And while he's taking the photos with the children, we'll also have some craft activities so that, kids don't have to wait in line. We'll always have that line of people waiting to see Santa. But we'll also have some other opportunities for families who don't want to just stand there and wait in line. They'll get their turn. He's not going anywhere.
Okay.
So that goes until about noon. Also on Wednesday is packed chock full of fun at the library. The Jonesboro University Heights Lions Club is going to have a special treat for attendees for children 6 months to 12 years old. As I said yesterday when I was talking about this with my coworkers, it's parents' opportunity to give their children the gift of knowing that they have healthy vision.
Okay.
So the University Heights Lions Club is going to be there from 9 a.m. until noon, and then from 2 o'clock until 5 p.m. doing free vision screenings.
Okay.
They're going to use a device called a spot vision screener, and what that allows them to do is to take a snapshot of the eye, and they can see if it's healthy. They can see if a child's vision, if they have healthy vision. And if they have any problems, they will give them a form. They'll print out a form that they can take to the eye doctor,
Okay.
so that they can know what's going on. I know personally, you and I both wear glasses. I have contacts in. I sat on the front row of the classroom in 9th grade and couldn't see the chalkboard. I had to ask. I got in trouble for talking. I know that's a big shocker. But my friend who was sitting behind me, I asked her what was written, because every day we had to do a daily writing.
Okay.
It was English class. So we had to do a daily writing assignment. And I couldn't read the chalkboard. And to me, that was my normal. And so for a small child, I didn't know that wasn't right. You know, to a small child, 6 months to 12 years old, that these screenings are for, they may have a vision problem, but they don't tell mama about it,
Yeah.
or grandma about it, or grandpa about it, or aunt, or whomever, because that's their normal.
And that can affect their overall education, their overall learning experience. When you think your child is just falling behind, they're just uninterested, whatever the case may be.
Maybe they don't like to read
It could
because they have a difficulty.
It could simply be their vision. And so please go out again. This is on December 11th.
12th.
No, 12th. I'm looking right at the calendar.
You're doing great.
December 12th, Lions Club is doing eye screening. So take the baby.
And it's free.
Okay. And this is 6 months
To 12 years old.
12 years old. Wow.
Even as little as 6 months. I mean, I have a friend who, her little girl Elizabeth, she wears glasses and she rocks those glasses. But she's worn them since she was very small.
Okay.
And she's her pair now is bright blue, and they're so cute on her. But sometimes I know a lot of folks, maybe they don't want to put their baby in glasses. But it's something that if it's gonna make a difference in your child's future, what they told me is between 10 and 15% of children screened have a problem that needs to be addressed by an eye doctor. And that may not be a huge number, but that's a bigger number than what we want to have out there. So that's something that we're doing as well, in addition to Santa. So if you're bringing your kiddos to see Santa at 10, this starts at 9. Okay. And they are one-on-one screenings. We'll hold them in a private room, but they don't take very long. They get them in there, they get them screened, and they get them out. Okay. So it won't take you very long. You can maybe get your screening before you see Santa, or get your screening after. If you're worried you won't have time, we're doing it from 2 to 5 as well. Okay. So also from 2 to 5 on Wednesday, December 12th. I told you it's a full day.
It sure is.
The Friends of the Library are holding their annual Holiday Open House, which is a big event they have every year as a way to say thank you to the people who use the library. Thank you for coming to the library. Thank you for using our computers, because maybe you came in and used our computers, or you brought your laptop in and you used our Wi-Fi, and that helped you get a job, or that helped you with your college homework. Thank you for coming, and because people use the library that we stay relevant.
And I try to always tell people there's so much to do than just read books at the library. There's, numerous things. Or just go hang out and find a quiet place. And if you take your own book or take your own laptop, whatever the case may be, there's something to do at the library.
Come take an exercise class. I know leading up to, I'm not, trying to lose any weight in Thanksgiving and Christmas, all of the candy and the cookies, and,
Yeah.
I brought chocolate chip today because I was stress baking. So, but January, a lot of people focus on trying to get healthier, trying to exercise, and it's just it's less than a month away.
Yes.
So we have 4 exercise classes we offer every week, and that's year round. those are just things that we do. We have book clubs. We have knitting classes. We have a little bit of everything. Also, we'll do special monthly programs as well. So this week is the last week talking about the children's events. This is the last week of our story times. We will not do story times again until this, what we call I guess still winter story times, but starting back up in January usually is when they start back up. I don't have a specific date for that, but this Friday, so tomorrow, our Lapsit story time at 10 is the 7th.
I'm looking right at this.
Will be our last story time. And then we also will have, next week will be our story time with Santa on Wednesday. That's really the only big event we have. And then we will follow that up with, we'll still continue our after school programs though. So we'll have Legos and our STEAM programs, which this week there's some really cool like building blocks that they use to put different characters together. You can build like a truck, you can build a robot. There's lots of different things that you can build with these. And so we have all sorts of tech gadgets, and so the kids get to play with those on Tuesdays. We color on Wednesdays. Thursdays we've been doing drama. So today's Thursday, y'all. Come to drama. Last week they did. The kids got to use cardboard and build their own houses. So they built 3 houses working together, and they colored them like a brick house, a straw house, and what was the three little pig house? It was, one was built of straw, one was built of brick.
Was it just mud?
Maybe so, but they drew on the cardboard boxes to represent the 3 little pigs' houses, and then they also made their little pig snouts out of construction paper and like a popsicle stick. And they got to be in their houses, and then there was a big bad wolf trying to blow them all down. So it was a physical demonstration.
These are teenagers?
They were kids.
Okay,
little kids.
Oh, wow.
So it was so fun to watch. I got great pictures. So that's Thursdays, and then Fridays we have games. We bring out our board games, and there's some fun games these kids get to play.
Okay.
But those are just some things we do for the kids. Then closer to I'd have to pull up my calendar. You already have your calendar pulled up, but closer to the end of the month, we're going to have some activities for the kiddos when they're out of school for the holidays.
Okay.
So we always know that there are parents, grandparents looking for things that the kiddos can do. So we're going to do Christmas crafts on December 21st. Then we'll be, closed for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the 24th and the 25th, for the holidays. We'll open back up, and we'll have children's bingo on the 27th at 10. Also on the 27th, one of my favorite events, we have Legos and a nail salon. And you're like, what's that doing together? But it's a lot of fun because, the kiddos, they can get their nails painted, and then they can go play with Legos, or they can just get their nails painted or just play with Legos. So it's fun for all of the kiddos to be able to do. We're going to have a puppet show on the 28th and a family movie also on the 28th. So then we'll have a New Year's party, but we're calling it a Noon Year's party because instead of celebrating at midnight, we're celebrating at noon, the other 12 o'clock.
Okay.
For the kiddos.
That's
we'll
awesome.
It'll start at 11:30 and we'll count down to noon. So we'll have fun activities that the kiddos will get to participate in on the 31st.
That's awesome.
So it's just a lot of fun things that we have going on. And then coming up, I believe on the 4th, I will get it on the calendar this afternoon. But we will have Bob Tarter with the Natural History Educational Company of the Mid-South, who brings things like bobcats, and he has a new owl. I don't know if you recall, we've talked about Elliot. He was a Eurasian eagle owl, and he passed away a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago. And so Bob and his family, Bob owns the company, they have a new owl who's also a Eurasian eagle owl. This is something fun. The boy Eurasian eagle owls are a lot smaller than the girls are. And so, but in honor of Elliot, we have Ellie. Or Elle. Her name is Elle.
Oh, good.
We have Elle, the Eurasian eagle owl. And while Elliot was very docile, and Ellie apparently is a hoot and a half, if you will, because she's an owl. But she's very vivacious as an owl. So, I think he plans on bringing her. Really, what he says when it's this cold is he brings the animals that look like they want to get in the car that day.
Okay.
So, but it'll be a lot of fun. He always brings a lot of really great animals, and his whole purpose is educating children and their families about these different types of animals. So that's coming up January 4th. It'll be a fun time at the library. We also have lots of other activities going on.
And I want to go back and talk about the exercise classes.
Yes.
You mentioned, it's not necessarily just for losing weight, especially with this holiday season. Some people get depressed and down, and so exercise can be a great mood enhancer.
Legally Blonde, the movie, taught us that when you have positive endorphins after exercising, you can't be mad.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So, we love pink together,
Yeah.
so we have to love that. But yes, our exercise classes, I'll tell you, that's one thing. If I'm having a bad day, I will run on the treadmill and I will feel better when I get finished.
Yeah.
Because you've accomplished something, and you've had those positive endorphins.
Yes.
So on Tuesdays, we have a mind and body class, which I really enjoy because it lets you just kind of let go, and you don't think about your day because the teacher, Miss Holland, is talking to you the whole time. She'll tell you to close your eyes and just let yourself be, let yourself feel. But that is Mind and Body, offered by Eastern Livity, which is a local yoga, gyrokinesis, all sorts of massage, fun. It's a local studio that they teach that class. It is from 5:30 until 6:30, held there at the library. What we say is wear, loose, comfortable clothes.
Okay.
Whatever you would normally maybe try to exercise in. If you don't regularly exercise, just wear comfortable clothes. We use a yoga mat sometimes. Bring your own if you have one. If you don't, we have some. So, don't let that keep you from coming and participating. We also have a yoga class on Thursdays at 12:15.
Okay.
It's a half-hour class designed to let you come in on your lunch break and get a quick workout. It's low impact. They don't do a lot of strenuous things. It's just a half hour. And then on Thursday afternoons, evenings, if you will, at 5:30. It is getting dark at like 4:30, so it feels like nighttime. So we have Zumba Fitness, which if you are the type of exerciser that likes to get your groove on, you like to dance, get your wiggles out, that's a good class for you. I fall down too much to try to take that class, but I like to stop by and I'll take pictures of some of our exercise classes so I can better promote it.
Okay.
And, those folks just get in there and they make the magic happen. Okay. Zumba is a Latin-based dance exercise class, and so they listen to a lot of Latin music, and it's fast-paced and it's fun. That's from 5:30 until 6:30. Our newest addition to our exercise classes is a Tai Chi class that's offered at 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. So if you're anything like me and a lot of us, we are so tired when we get off work. We don't want to do anything but go home. So maybe a 5:30 weekday class isn't for you, but that 10 a.m. Saturday class is right up your alley. Okay. Maybe you're a morning person. I am not. But maybe you're a morning person who really just does better getting their workout done in the morning. Maybe that 10 a.m. class is for you. All of our classes are taught by licensed professionals, and so you're gonna get a good workout, and you're not going to have anyone do anything that's going to injure you.
Okay.
I guess I should say.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that, like your body being overstressed.
Okay. All right. So again, that's yoga, that's Zumba, Tai Chi, and then Mind and Body Fitness. And again, you can go to libraryinjonesboro.org, and on the homepage there's a kind of quarter ways down to your right, there's a little section with some events. Just click on View More, or at the top there's a big blue bar.
Yes, our banner bar across the top, and it says events.
And so you can also break it down by age group in the branch. And just to remind you there are several other branches. There's Jonesboro, Caraway, Harrisburg, Lake City, Lepanto, Marktree, Monette, Wiener.
So I also want to go over really quickly, we have time, so I want to talk to everyone about what our branches are doing, because they have some fun events going on as well. So let me just get over to, not all of them are doing a lot right now, so I'm just going to go over to the ones that are doing some holiday activities. So we'll start with Harrisburg. They offer exercise classes for adults. Those are held on Mondays and Wednesdays. So they're Mondays at 5 o'clock and Wednesdays at 4 o'clock. So I know Miss Angie does a great job over there in Harrisburg. She had me laminate some posters yesterday that showed some different exercise movements so that people can see each step that they're supposed to follow.
Okay.
Santa will be at the library on the 10th. That's this coming Monday. Yes, I had to count forward. That's this coming Monday. So if you live in that vicinity, Harrisburg, even over into the Wiener area, even if you live in Jonesboro and you're not going to be able to make it to the Wednesday 10 a.m. and you have school-age kids who want to see Santa, 5 o'clock. He'll be there starting at 5 o'clock, going until... I don't know if it... I just have that he'll be there at 5 on Monday. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong... 5:30.
Well, it says
I'm looking at the wrong
6:30.
thing. Until 6:30. I was looking at the exercise class. I pulled up the wrong thing. So 5:30 until 6:30. And it's about a 30-minute drive from here.
Okay. All right, so we're going to put a pause right there. When we come back, we'll share some more exciting things happening at the other branches of the Craighead County Libraries and Poinsett County. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
What questions would you ask a guy who wants to date your daughter? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. If you were to take just 30 minutes to interview your daughter's potential date, you would be able to learn a lot about him while setting clear expectations for him. Here are a few key steps to consider. First, have your daughter prepared to tell any guy who asks her out to call you first before answering him. This makes you her first line of defense, and it sets up the interview itself. But it also allows you to be the heavy when she wants to say no but struggling to have the courage to do so. For more steps for the interview, visit my blog at markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Want to connect with Mark on Facebook? You can at facebook.com/Mark Merrill.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com. Meineke of Jonesboro is now Starks Auto Service, a full-service auto repair and vehicle maintenance center offering engine and transmission repair, brake service, tires, oil changes, and more, performed by ASE certified mechanics. Starks Auto Service, 2813 South Caraway Road in Jonesboro, 870-204-7112. Starks Auto Service, Jonesboro.com.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by
Fullness of Joy Ministries, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, under the direction of Bishop Adrian Rogers and co-pastor Susan Rogers. www.fjministries.org.
From the KLEK Community Calendar, Kingdom Nation Ministries is hosting a coat drive. Any gently used coats, jackets, hats, gloves, or scarves are being requested in sizes ranging from babies to adults. Drop-off locations are at Kingdom Nation Ministries Church, located at 1440 West Huntington Avenue, or Kingdom Clean Detail Shop, located at 601 Huntington Avenue. More information is available at 870-206-4449.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I am speaking with Ms. Brandi Hodges from the Craig County Jonesboro Public Library, and we're just talking about all things library, all the events that are coming up in December. There's so many fun things going on, and as you can see, Brandi is doing one of her favorite things. She is knitting, as always. She's always making something cool. One day I might convince her to start selling her stuff. But now,
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, so I might have to pick up on a few scarves or something along the way. But getting back into our discussion, we ended with some things that were going on in Poinsett County, the Harrisburg location. They have exercise classes. They have Santa coming as well on December 10th, which is next Monday. And so there's some other cool things going on. So I see one thing on here, coding in Ozobots.
Yeah, so the Ozobots. We're learning these words together. The Ozobots are so the state library, which is in Little Rock, got a grant, and they were able to provide these awesome, it was like a Rubbermaid tub full of different tech things for the children's library. And we got libraries all across Arkansas got these kits. Our branches all got one. So all 7 of our branches got one. And in those kits are different things, including robots. Ozobots. And you can, if you have Instagram, you can go to Instagram and go to Library in Jonesboro. I believe it's CCJPL. It's at CCJPL the handle. I had to think of the word. And I have posted some videos of the Ozobots in action and the kids using the Ozobots. They're about the size of a quarter around, and they're about an inch tall. And they are coding robots. And so there are specific colors, green, blue, red, black, that we put white paper down, and the kids use these colored markers of those specific colors, and they tell the robots what to do. So they code it, and then the robot will do what is called tornado on the sheet. It'll spin really fast, or it'll go faster, or it'll go slower. And for people who have seen Transformers movies or cartoons, they sound like Decepticons. Oh, wow. They go, when they're moving around. And if you have 2 that are on the trajectory to go in the same way, they'll run into each other. It's so funny because, and they'll start fighting, it sounds like, but they'll make those little Decepticon-y robot sounds while they're doing it. They're so cute. So that is what they're doing at the library. They'll also we'll have so I just have all of the libraries pulled up, so it'll be a little back and forth really quickly. But in Wiener, they have something they call STOP, and it's a weight loss management group that meets on Mondays at 5:30. Santa, as we said, will be at the library in Harrisburg on the 10th. They'll have coding at, which also includes the little robots. On the 11th at the West Poinsett County Public Library, that's in Wiener. On the 11th, that's Tuesday at 4. We'll have a story time at McAdams Lake City Library on the 13th. We'll also have crafts there on the 17th. Mark Tree Library will host crafts on the 17th as well. Theirs will be at 3:30. I'm going to go to the next page. We have a Christmas open house on December 17th at 5:30. That is at the Lake City Library. There in Lake City, it's the McAdams Public Library. McAdams will host Santa. Again, I told you, Santa's going to be in lots of places, my friends. Santa will be at the Lake City Library, the McAdams Public Library, for the open house at 5:30 on the 17th. They were going to do, so if you have kiddos who like to do fun things, they are going to have a Christmas cards for the elderly at Woodbriar Nursing Home, hosted by the West Poinsett County Public Library in Weiner on the 18th. They will host crafts on the 18th and the 19th and the 20th at McAdams Public Library in Lake City. Christmas crafts will be held in Monette at the Conn Memorial Library at 3 o'clock on the 19th. Again, you can see all of these on our website, libraryinjonesboro.org. They'll have story time on the 20th in Lake City at the McAdams Public Library. We're going to have Meet the Robots and Play, also with the Autobots, on the 20th. So we'll have that in Harrisburg at 3, and then we'll have it in Weiner at 4. Okay. And those towns are 15 minutes apart, if that. So, maybe you can't get the kids over to the library in Harrisburg at 3, but maybe you can get them over to the Weiner Library at 4. So,
I want to just say this very quick. Sorry.
You're doing great.
If you want to take your kids on a journey, adventure, you want to get out of the town that you live in, make them feel like they're going somewhere without going somewhere, take them to another neighboring town that has a library and get involved in some of those events at the library. Then on the way home, you can talk about whatever the fun things that you did.
Exactly. And I also like to remind everyone, that there are 8 libraries in our system right now.
Wow.
We're adding a 9th library in 2019. We will have a branch in Brooklyn.
Wow. Is the building already there?
The building is there, and it is owned by the city of Brooklyn. And so we're working on everything involved with adding a new branch. So it's going to be an exciting time. We're also adding a bookmobile next year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But I like to remind everyone that the books that are in Weiner are still books that if you have a library card in Lepanto or Caraway or Jonesboro, you can check those books out. You can put a book on hold. Our courier system runs 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We have someone who will leave from the circulation department with boxes full of books, taking them to the different libraries. The Jonesboro location is where every new book is received. Wow. And they have the new stickers put on them. They're added to our catalogs, and then they're distributed to the different libraries. So that takes place, as well as if there's a DVD in Caraway that you want to watch, all you have to do is request it, and it takes a day, maybe 2, to get that DVD on the shelf in Jonesboro for you to check out. So I also really, really enjoy putting things on hold. Like a new movie comes out on DVD, I put it on hold, and then I get an email. It may take a month to get through the list of people who have it on hold, but you'll get an email that says, hey, your movie's ready.
Now, I want to ask you this. With the rise of streaming video, the ability to stream video now, you all already offer the ability to download music via Freegal and download books via Libby and Access 360.
Yes.
Do you think at some point the library may get into movie streaming, with the same concept of, however long you check it out for, same concept?
Right. I'm not sure, because I don't know of a service out there that does something like that.
Okay.
Like, the services we use are specifically for libraries.
Okay.
So Libby is something that is designed for libraries, and as is Freegal. Okay. So I don't know that if a service came available that did that provided their product as a database for libraries to have or to purchase, then I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. So that might be something they would consider, but there's not anything like that.
Well, I just asked because, sometimes it's hard to find a DVD player in a store,
Yeah.
Technology is growing and changing, and, some people still like the old-fashioned.
I have VCRs at my house.
And those things are going to come in handy one day when all this other technology gets a little too wonky. But anyway.
I know that you can, with your free goal, you can download music videos.
Oh, okay.
And you can also stream. So you get 5 songs a week per library card. But say you just want to listen to music.
Yeah.
You can use this like Pandora. You can stream music and you can build a playlist.
And I love how it sends you reminders of your time is expiring this week to download your X number of
Have you
songs.
Downloaded your songs yet? I'm like, no, because I forget too. So I like that reminder. I love Libby. Just want to talk to folks a little bit because you brought it up about Libby. Libby is the app you can download. Go to your app store and whatever mobile device you have, and just search Libby. The company, the overarching company, is called Overdrive, and so you perhaps might have an app on your phone or your iPad or whatever device you have that says Overdrive. What we encourage you to do is go ahead and delete that one and download the new app called Libby. They're no longer updating Overdrive, so if you have that old app, it's not going to work at some point. Anytime something goes wrong on it or breaks on it or anything of that nature, they're not fixing it because they have this new version. And Libby is so much better than Overdrive ever was. What I love about Libby is it lets me look at titles of books I've checked out in the past. Okay. Because a lot of times when I do what I do and I'm out and about somewhere promoting the library, someone will come up to me and talk to me about their teenager or someone in their life or even themselves and be asking about books. And I can only talk about what I know and what I read. So I will be like, oh, well, I really liked this book, but I can't remember the title. So I'll pull up Libby and be able to be like, oh, well, it was called this. Okay. And so I really like that feature. You can do 4 titles at a time. I primarily like audiobooks. Okay. And so you can make your own preferences. And so you can put in that you just want to look at audiobooks or that you just want to look at nonfiction, self-help books, or you just want to look at young adult books, which is what I a lot of times read. But it lets you do that, and you also can add library cards. So if you're a mom and you have your couple of kids, you can add multiple cards to an app, and then say we're working on letting Sally learn to do this or that, and you can listen to a book off of their account. So that's just another great feature that saves people a little bit of time, not having to log out and log back in. I didn't know that you could do that, and I helped a friend's mother yesterday add a card to her account. So it's just a way to better serve our patrons in any way we can. But Libby is just a great app. If you've never downloaded books, or say you're someone who buys books all the time, which, I mean, you do what you want, my friends, but we can save you a little bit of money by letting you download books. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. I have to look. I was number 4 waiting for a book recently. But, there's plenty of fish in the sea, I guess you could say. Plenty of things out there that you can read. I am... let me see, it doesn't show where I am, but it says that I'm closer. I have 4 weeks left before I will get this book. I'm number 2 in line. And since you can keep the books for 2 weeks, there are 4 people waiting for this book I'm waiting for right now. So you can get on that list. But we talked about the events happening at the branches. We also have some events happening for our teens that I wanted to talk a little bit about. Okay. Oh my goodness, they're not on the calendar. So, hey, they're not on the calendar right now, our teen events. So I'll make sure they get on the calendar when I get back to the library. I know we're going to have a holiday party. Okay. For our teens. Let me get over to my actual calendar on my phone. We are going to be having a holiday party for our teens later this month. Our calendar is so weird because I know I put them on there, but they're not showing up. So If you will give me until this afternoon, I will get all of the December events on our calendar. But I have the list right here. So on December 7th, that is tomorrow, we will have YA Friday crafts. So if you have teens, anyone 7th through 12th grade, 13 to 17 in your household, we will be doing YA Friday crafts. Every first Friday of the month, we have a craft day. We are going to host... Okay, I didn't realize this until it was brought to my attention. We host the mock ACT, so it's taking the ACT, but not for real.
Okay.
We host that once a month with a partnership that we have with the TLC Learning and Tutoring Center.
I could not think of it the other day.
But it is something that Miss Jessica, our teen librarian, said is that, we have a lot of non-traditional students who maybe you're not 17 or 16, but you need that ACT score to see if you qualify for a scholarship or anything like that. So you don't have to be a high school student to take the ACT.
I've never thought about, I guess when I was in school, it was just everyone before you graduated took the ACT, well, mostly everyone.
Yeah.
But I've never thought about, it's how silly of me that there are people who did not take it in high school and who are now wanting to further their education.
Yeah.
And they still need those scores to get in. One thing I will say, if you have the opportunity to take the test for free or get a scholarship or whatever the case may be, I know with ASU, they do what they use a super score. So if you take it more than once, they'll take your highest scores from your different categories. And that'll give you a better chance to get into whatever school you want to get into.
And this is what it is. It's a real test. It's just not one that counts. But it gives you the opportunity to practice. I went in cold the first time I took the ACT, and you're paying for that.
And please, I would not advise I did the same thing. I took it.
Whew.
I think I took it twice, but again, I didn't do any of the pre-testing. Please, if you have the opportunity to do the mock tests, because you don't know what you're going to feel, like stress level.
Oh my gosh, it's awful. I still probably have stress dreams about it.
So please take advantage of this. And what day is it again?
It's Saturday the 19th, or the 15th, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Saturday the 15th at 9 a.m. So you can just show up at the library and take the mock ACT test. It's a great opportunity. I mean, I don't remember, of course, it was 20 years ago, but I don't remember this type of thing being offered.
No.
The opportunity to take an ACT test. Again, I want to stress this isn't a real count towards going to college score.
But it gives you the experience and the opportunity to really feel what it's like to
exactly.
You
get that practice so that you'll do better on the real test because you don't have that. Maybe you don't have that fear, like that gut-wrenching fear that I had when I took it.
Because some people are focused on, okay, I have this much time, I had this many questions, and you kind of get lost in the shuffle of all of that versus focusing on just one question at a time and, not even focusing on the time. So going through these mock tests will help you better prepare.
So we have that on the 15th. Also on the 15th, we have our book club that meets every third Saturday of the month. It's at 2 o'clock. They're going to be reading discussing A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a book by Sarah J. Maas, who is one of my all-time favorite authors. I love her so much. Anytime a new book comes out, I don't even have to know what it's about. I'm like, I will buy that one. But that is what our teens are going to be discussing. And they'll also have their gaming club. Also meets every third Saturday. They'll meet at 3 o'clock. So right after book club, they'll have that. And then we're going to have a teen holiday party on the 28th at 7.
Okay.
And so again, these are just for teens. So, we have these events that are fun and safe and, a great way, because we have so many school districts in this area. It's a great way for kids to meet other kids that are their age who don't go to their school.
Okay.
Make new friends, my friends.
What I need to also do is get you a flyer for a youth engagement initiative that we're starting here at the radio station. It's called Camp Radio.
Okay.
And so once a month we'll have, on a Saturday, have a talk show for the teens. So I want to make the group as diverse as possible. It'll be, rotated out. The team, it won't be the same ones every week, so everyone gets opportunity.
That sounds fun.
And then there's some other activities, in between there and again, like you said, the purpose is to get the kids engaged with others that they may not know or may not even go to school with.
Right.
Same thing here. I'm not trying to recreate or create a whole new program. I want to bring in people who already have programs and just bring their kids to like a central location so they can all get to know each other.
That's a great idea.
Because these kids are going to eventually be our leaders in the city.
Yeah.
Or wherever else they may live.
And when you get out of school and you go to college, you're meeting all these new people as well. So this is just a great start of that.
Yeah, so I definitely want to get you that information so you can pass it around to the teens that come to the library.
Those are the things happening for our teens. We also have adult programs, so we can talk about those.
All right, so we'll touch on the adult programs when we come back to break. You tune in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, and we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Funeral costs can be as much as $10,000, and without planning, that could easily double. The NFCC suggests that consumers consider the following when planning a funeral. Know the funeral preferences of your loved ones and make sure that those responsible for your burial are aware of yours. Put preferences in writing, give copies to family members, and keep a copy in a location others are aware of. Comparison shopping may sound crass, but what other $10,000 expense would a person make without comparing costs and features? Check the prices for the same services at 2 local funeral homes. Avoid emotional overspending. It is not necessary to have the fanciest casket or the most elaborate funeral to properly honor a loved one. Resist any pressure to buy goods and services that aren't truly wanted or needed. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. at AURN.com.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Hey everyone, this is Brother Cos from Victory Praise Gospel and All Gospel Wednesdays, and I want to invite you to KLEK first ever gospel skate party on December 11th at Twilight Skate, located at 2700 Phillips Drive. Get ready to listen to your favorite gospel song while you skate from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's only $5 to get in and $1.50 for skate rentals. We want to see you at Twilight Skate Tuesday, December 11th for a KLEK Gospel Skate Party. This event is a KLEK fundraiser.
The Office of Diversity and Community Engagement at Arkansas State University, under the leadership of Dr. Maurice Gibson, is a proud supporter of KLEK and is dedicated to finding innovative ways to advance their mission of creating a diverse and inclusive environment, conducive to educating, enhancing, and enriching lives, uplifting various and diverse groups on the A-State campus. And striving to maintain Arkansas State University, a place that is inclusive to all individuals, regardless of origin, color, religion, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation. More information about the Arkansas State University Office of Diversity and Community Engagement is available at www.astate.edu/diversity and 870-972-3081.
Jonesboro Coca-Cola is proud to support KLEK and its mission to serve Jonesboro and the surrounding area. From Jonesboro Coca-Cola, here's wishing all of KLEK listeners a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
House of Details, located at 3915 East Highland in Jonesboro, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, waxing, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more, with the motto of anything mean we can clean. Details at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and at klekfm.org.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I've been your host for today, Quabila Jones, and my special guest, Ms. Brandi Hodges from the Craig County Jonesboro Public Library. We have been talking about all these different events coming up in December for the different locations. Again, you can go to libraryinjonesboro.org and go to the events tab, and you can pull up the calendar for all of the different branches. I'm not going to read them all again, but there's several branches in Craig County and Poinsett County, so check those out. And there's something for everybody in the family to do. So we're going to wrap up this segment with the adult activities. We talked about kids and teens, so now let's talk about what the adults can get into.
So we don't have a ton going on for the adults this December because we just have so much going on, and we are going to be closed a little bit for the holidays. But this Saturday at noon, starting from noon to 5 usually, we have the NEA Gamers Guild will come to the library, and they will host gaming, and there's usually games given away. It's just a lot of fun, and it's for all ages. And so that'll be taking place in the round room, and they play all sorts of games. So NEA Gamers Guild, their mission is to promote the usage of the play of board games, and they do anything that's on a tabletop.
And this is for adults.
It's for adults.
And
yeah.
what age? What, 18 and up, or?
Usually it's if you can bring children with you as long as they are they have an adult with them.
Okay.
But let me see if I have anything written in the description.
What's the typical age that you see?
I've not actually ever been to one of these events. Usually there's always something happening at the same time. But yes, I know in the past they've said like 12 and up, as long as they have
for the Gamers Guild.
Okay. Have an adult with them. But again, if you're coming to the event and you have your children, as long as you're with your children. But we will also host, for adults only, a DIY gift wrapping class. That's going to be held at 5:30 next Friday. So not tomorrow, but the next Friday.
Is this to help people learn how to wrap?
Well, they're going to be able to make their own wrapping paper. We will provide craft paper, which is like brown wrapping paper, and then they'll get to decorate it. So we'll use different scissors with different, you can get the scissors that make scallops and things like that. So they'll get to use different kinds of scissors and paints and stamps and all sorts of things to be able to create their own masterpiece.
It's going to be awesome. It makes the adults feel like a kid again.
Exactly. And I mean, I've done it at home with like using sponges and paint. And I've painted my own wrapping paper using that either white or brown wrapping paper. But they'll get to take whatever they create, they'll get to take home with them.
Okay.
It is pre-registration only. So if you're interested in taking our DIY holiday gift wrapping paper class, please call 935-5133 and talk to someone in adult services, or come by the library, and you can't miss the information desk. It's the desk sort of in the center after you walk in. It has a big blue banner around the top that says information desk, and just say, hey, I'd like to be added to the list to take the gift wrapping class. So in the past, we've offered several different classes, art and craft classes, but we're not offering as many things this month. As I said, we are we're winding down this year, but we will be also offering coloring club on Wednesday, December 26th. So we will be closed Monday and Tuesday for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then we will reopen on Wednesday, December 26th, and then we'll have our coloring club. And you also, if you go to the adult page, if you go adults, go to events, libraryinjonesboro.org, go to events. You can even go libraryinjonesboro.org/events, and it'll get you there. And you can divvy it up by age group, by branch. You can look at just adults in Jonesboro. You can look at adults in all locations. You can look at kids in all locations. As Miss Quabila said earlier, if a great opportunity to visit other locations. Maybe you've never been to the Mark Tree branch, but you see that there's a fun craft event going on. Maybe you're not going to be able to make it to see Santa in Jonesboro, but you see that several of our other libraries will have Santa. They're not that far away.
No, and then make a day of it. Go to the library, and then go have lunch somewhere at a local cafe, local restaurant in the city where the library is. I'm believing making memories with your family, with your kids. In this fast-paced world, we've kind of gotten away from some of those simpler things, and it's time to kind of start getting back to that.
And some of these towns are just adorable. They're pretty. They do such a good job decorating their town. I know over in Mark Tree, there's a museum in front of where the library is. The city has a museum. Okay. We have our branches. We have Caraway. It's a great little town. We have Monette. We have our branch there. We have a beautiful library there. You can go over to Lepanto. You can go to Mark Tree. We have the Harrisburg. We have the Wiener Library. We have all of these locations that we would love for our patrons to visit. Go to Lake City. We have different locations where they do different things, and they will have different things on the shelves.
And then make it an adventure, say once a month, once every 2 or 3 months. Go to a different location, take pictures, create a scrapbook. I'm just kind of me and Brandi on that same level.
We like these things. But I want to remind people, next Wednesday, big day at the library, 9 to noon and 2 to 5. The University Heights Lions Club will offer free vision screenings. At 10 o'clock, we have our Storytime with Santa event. 2 to 5, the Friends of the Library will say thank you to our patrons with their holiday open house. We'll have snacks and drinks as well as live piano music at that event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Even stop by the library and see how beautifully it's decorated right now.
All right. So thank you, Brandi, for joining us. She always has a lot of fun activities to share with what's going on. I want to thank Brandi for my early graduation gift. Can't have enough books.
I have to bring books. It's kind of like a written law for me.
On the show. Okay. You got this. And I can't tell you how much I need this message right now. So thank you so much, Brandi.
You got this.
I got this. I'm still waiting to hear if I get in grad school, but I'm not going to stress.
And happy graduation on Saturday.
Thank you. Please, everyone, pray that the weather is nice. Not just for me, for everyone else who's graduating.
And families traveling to see their graduates.
Yes. And for Jonesboro as a whole, we have enough accidents on dry roads. We don't need anything extra. So, but thank you, Brandi. Don't forget to go to the library. Take the kids, take the whole family. There's something for everybody to do. Don't forget, Santa's coming next Wednesday.
Yes, he is. Jingle, jingle.
Don't want to miss it. And then go see Ida the Hedgehog while you're there.
She's sassy, but we love her.
She has her own little Instagram page.
She does.
As well. And check out the library on Instagram, CCJPL on Instagram.
And Ida the Hedgehog on Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you, Brandi. And everyone have a great and warm day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of